Esports is online competitive gaming. So a lot of people think of gaming as, you're just playing games with your friends and having fun, whether that's like a sports game or like a racing game like Mario Kart or something like that. Esports is a little different than that. There's a lot of different genres of games that are more competitive than others, like MOBAs or multiplayer online battle arenas. Those are usually all competitive esports. Comparatively, like Mario Kart or like some other like Nintendo games are usually more casual and not as competitive. Our varsity titles where we give out scholarships are for League of Legends, Rocket League, Call of Duty, Valorant, and Super Smash Bros. Our titles are based off of if we can find competitive teams for them and if we can compete regionally and nationally in those specific games.
There's a lot of jobs that you can find to intern as esports player and electrical engineering. And as an electrical engineer, you might be able to sign to, build the stage and or do the wiring for the stage and set up panels for everything. And you're kind of like behind the scenes. And yeah, you might have, cameras and or like video people that are filming everything, but really behind the scenes, everything that is built is mechanical, electrical engineers, anything you can think of. And I have found like interview jobs that do kind of like, oh wow, you do both. So it really helps me to kind of get myself in that field.
I got into this pretty late. I'm a senior, and for a while I didn't even really know we had a league team until I randomly went to an event with my brother and I found the assistant coach. And basically after a little conversation, because I was going around checking all the other tables at the event, I talked about how we had an esports team and they were in dire need of a player. So that player just happened to be me. So I showed up, I got a scholarship, now I'm playing next season again. It was a very healthy experience for me, finally getting into a competitive video game, because I've had a lot of experience with competitive sports before. I used to just play like traditional sports growing up and through my teenage years. So when I got into gaming, and when I found out that the competitive scene for gaming is pretty much just as competitive, if not even harder than some of the sports that I played, it was very engaging and very addicting. So now I just want more of it.
It's another team that the community can root for. So as you see a lot of people come out to the basketball games or soccer games or tennis games to cheer on either their kids or just players that they like, it's the same concept where people can come out to our esports events or watch our esports events online. One of our players' moms are here and it's very supportive of him through his playing career. And so it's things like that drive the community together. One, to meet each other, and two, to have a common cause of cheering for something together. And then also with the club and just making sure that they have the right connections. If this club didn't exist for esports, there would be a lot of people who wouldn't have even come to college to begin with. There's a lot of students that I talk to before they even come here where they want to do something esports related and they might not be the greatest player. And so we can't have them on our competitive team if they're not a good player. So we have this club that they can go to where they have this social aspect of reaching out to the community, playing games together, and getting an opportunity to even come to the school to begin with because they want to do something where they can meet people and feel like they're a part of something rather than just not going out because they aren't a huge fan of it. And then it kind of brings them out of their shell and they start going out to community events that aren't esports related. So I think all of those opportunities exist because of esports.